Okay, so the next thing which we will see is we will basically delete all the things which we have done previously just to clear the screen. And now the focus is numeric value. So I can say number 1 here. And also one more thing which I would like to address now is I'm not using the Hungarian notations, which is like LV, int, value, something like that, which we used to write. Now you might have also seen that the LT was used for tables and L stand for local variable, and then you also have the work area underscore some variable name. So these were the Hungarian notation. Now, as per the recent clean ABAP practices, it is advisable to use proper variable naming convention without the Hungarian notation. So I'm not using this prefixes in each variables, and that is what is also advised. Now, in the previous codes or the codes which are already written with the Hungarian notation, so you will find there a lot of Hungarian notation of LT, LS and LV. Now, in between, I will follow this practice when we come to the object-oriented programming and also some of the field symbol part, where you can also get an idea, okay, how the Hungarian notation code are represented. But for now, I'm just sticking to the main practice of the clean ABAP, where you only have to give the names to the variable based on their functionality. So here we have the number. So I will say number 1 or some number, or say one number, and then this is a meaningful representation of my variable. So I'm just writing it in that fashion. And the type of a numeric fixed type is type n, and here I can assign length, how much length I want this particular number or one number to hold. So if I say the length is 2 and the value which I give here is 99, and let me also create one more variable here as second number, and here I will again do a length 2, but I will give it as value of 999. So let me try to print both of these two. So one number and the second number, and you can already see here it is spoiling the suspense, the warning. Now here you can already see the warning, it is spoiling the suspense, and the suspense is of what will be the output. Okay, let me activate, clear the console and run the code. Okay, so here you can see that in the second number the value is 999, but it only prints 99 because it is of a fixed length number, and the fixed length number will hold only up till the length we have provided to it. I can do operation on this, so I can say okay, one number equal to one number plus 1, and we will see that this one number will become 100. So the arithmetic operations can be performed in this numeric type of the variable or the data. So let me run this code, and you can see that instead of 100 we got 00 because again the length is 2 here. So if I make the length 3 and save the code, clean the console and activate with the shortcut key and run the code, you can see that the value of one number here is 100. Okay, so that is the numeric fixed length type. Now I also want to cover within the same video the numeric hexa type. So hexadecimal type are not much used in generic code practices, so I'm not going to just cover a detail but just show you one. So I will say okay, hex underscore length number or hex number, and this will be of type X, where the length I will say 2, and if I give a length 1 and if I try to give value F or A because A is a valid hexadecimal type, then I can do that. And let me close this statement here, and I will comment out some of the line of the code which we don't need anymore. Let me comment all this, and I will just print the hex number and comment the remaining part. Okay, save the code and clear the console and activate and run. So here you can see that the value is A0, and if I try to write G is not a valid hexadecimal. Let's see what it gives. Then activate, and you can see that it gives a 00. And if I try to see the problem screen here or hover over it, then it actually says us that only 0 to 9 in uppercase A to F makes sense as a hexadecimal value. So the type X is the single character or the fixed length character for hexadecimal, and the X string is the string of the hexadecimal world. So in the warning you can see that as well. Okay, so now you can see that the problem screen has come up here, and this is where we are actually going to see the warning. Okay, now I can also write AF, and it is of 2 character. Let's see what the hex number will then have. Then the activation and run of the code will happen, and you can see that we still get AF in the field. But if I try to give again one more F, then activate the code and run the code, then you can see that it only stores AF. So in the world of hexadecimal, the X is the numeric version or the numeric equivalent, and here the length determines how much data it can actually store. Okay, so I hope this is clear. We saw the fixed length number, we saw fixed length hexadecimal, and in the previous section we saw the fixed length character.